the time you see this DVD, World Superbikes 2010 will have probably started. How cool is that? And then pretty soon after that, MotoGP is going to start, which isn't too long. And that's going to be awesome, because our Sundays will then be complete. We can get up early in the morning, go rowing, drink Powerade, and have lots of fun.
Our lunch we just had, what have we had?
Well, we're heading to a place called Burgos via Madrid, and let's just say that what we just had for lunch we think was Spanish rat Burgos, because we ate it 10 minutes ago and already we're thinking of pulling over and throwing up because it was disgusting.
Somehow I don't think my Haagen-Dazs has reacted well with the rat burger in my stomach, and I feel pretty sick right now.
There we go, folks. We're almost there.
Welcome to Cartagena in Spain. We're here for the Fast Bikes 2010 600 shootout with Bike Channel. As you can probably tell, it's nice and sunny here. Bit of a change from England. We've had the ice and the snow for the past 2-3 weeks, and we're bored of it and we can't ride in the snow and ice. So yeah, we've come to Cartagena and it should be lovely. Oh, it's beautiful. I haven't seen weather like this since probably the last time I was in Spain last year. I'm sweating already. Yeah, it should be good. Can't wait. Like I said, me and Beej were talking earlier. We've done a few tests in England, but it's been ice cold and we really haven't had a chance to cane the bikes around. So yeah, it's nice to get in some sun, sticky tarmac, sticky tyres, boom ting.
Right, first bike out today, brand new tyres and all, GSX-R600, R6 on the CBR6. Take it easy just for a little bit and then maximum gas.
Full gas.
Full gas. Perhaps we have great battle with Alistair, but we try very hard for podium and we see. Hi there. Right, first session done. After not riding on track, my arm's completely numb. Can't feel this left arm, my knees are knackered. But overall, I think that the Gixxer might have a bit of a bigger problem. I think if it's to stand any chance against these, we're going to have to fiddle about with the suspension. But to be honest, we do test them out the crate, and as is. Even though I've not ridden the rest yet, I think it might be a tough day for the Suzuki.
It's just reminding me how soft it is and how it's just so easy to ride. That's the thing. It's like the Gixxer, isn't it?
Well, mate, I come in, first thing I said was I think that's going to struggle. It's so soft around there. You have to kind of You have to kind of burn, you know, just brush the lever just a bit, you know, just to stop for teeny kind of 1 or 2 miles an hour. You know, even at just a little amount of lean, you just have to just really gently go.
Same as this, yeah.
Same as that, yeah. I think Suzuki might struggle here.
Yeah, well, again, this hasn't got a slipper clutch, is it? So
no, actually the slip clutch on that's pretty good. Yeah, really good actually. Give it that. Engine's good. Seems to be keeping up with some of the track bikes down the straight, which is alright. But I wasn't.
Still the slowest of the lot,
I wasn't getting out of 4th gear. What were you getting in this?
I was hitting 5th.
You're hitting 5th, no, 4th gear, and it was just about touching the limiter in the braking zone. So not bad. 2 down.
Right, second session. I'm going to go out on the green meanie, the Kawasaki ZX6 with Monster looking like paint job. BJ's going out for probably the favourite, the Cartagena 675. Complete with blue frame. Right, off the Triumph. There's no surprise why this is the winner last year. It's absolutely amazing. The engine and the gearing so nice that you can actually use a higher gear to drag yourself around the back of the circuit where everything else wants second gear. It essentially gives you more time to think and set yourself up for the turn, and I absolutely love that. One problem I've got, shorter people might not have, is size, and it's the one thing about it. I've struggled to hang on to this under hard braking a lot of the time. It's a bit like an 1198, except, well, actually it's nowhere near as bad as an 1198, but it's still quite hard. But otherwise, it's absolutely superb. The engine's beautiful, the handling's beautiful. It just wants to make you go faster and faster. So, yeah, I won't make a decision yet, but I think, yeah, this might take the show to the ground again. So, cheers. Right, ZX6. First thing you notice straight away is, although it's only 110 brake, you can instantly notice the 5 horsepower increase from the CBR because this thing flies. Gearing's not so suited to the to Cartagena here. You have to be a bit more revvy with the bike, but the CBR just pulls out the turns and you can use second gear for some of the hairpins. Amazing on the brakes, obviously the BPF forks. Brake as late as you want, as hard as you want, it just stays still, perfectly still. No backing in, brilliant slipper clutch. Brakes are a bit wobbly on this particular bike, but I think that's just a brand new bike, done 17 miles and we've gone out and caned the thing, so yeah, looking good so far. Well, we're nearly done. I'm going to go out the new R6 to sample the 100mm extension on the muffler and also some ECE revisions that hopefully will bring it closer to the top. I think the changes will be minimal, but wait and see. Beej is going out the ZX6.
Which is always awesome. Love these things. be honest with you, can't wait to get out on this. It's a fantastic bike.
Wow, what a weapon on track. This is simply the best 600 on track. Despite having the worst tyres, I mean, I can't understand Yamaha putting these OE Dunlop qualifiers on. Yeah, like I said, it's just a waste of a talent, really. Good news is, it's definitely, the throttle's definitely more positive and more responsive. It feels lighter. The engine, it does have a bit more oomph, probably in the mid-range, between sort of 5 and 8. So, yeah, I think we'll have to do another session on it and really find out what the changes are about. But yeah, so far so good.
For me, it's so close between the Kawasaki and the Triumph. I mean, the engine on the Kawasaki for a 4-cylinder is almost as tractable as a Triumph. So on the Kawasaki, I can use third for a lot of the back of the circuit and not really lose any time for my pace. So the front end is just incredible. I mean, it's so stable on the front end. The brakes are a bit grubby. That's not a usual thing. Had a couple of moments though. There's a couple of sketchy white lines around here. Yeah, let's just say my heart's in my mouth, and yeah, perhaps a cigarette is in order. But otherwise, I mean, it's so close between these two. You know, come back at the end of the day, and we'll tell you what's won. About to go out on the CBR. The lack of slipper clutch is making my body twitch already, just a tad. Because especially there's a place around the back where Alistair had a minor mishap last year, and the slipper clutch is, well, kind of needed for there. I'll have to be a little bit liberal with the old releasing of the clutch.
Out on the triple. This year's favourite, last year's champion. I think the engine and the chassis combining will suit this track, so I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay, I had to come in a couple of laps early on that one.
Great, it's a great bike. You know, at my pace, I'm just starting to make the fact it doesn't have a slipper clutch become apparent at a couple of little moments. But otherwise, to be absolutely honest, kind of the average man will never know any difference. But if you're a bit pacey, like a lot of you guys are who read the mag, the first thing you want to do is throw a slipper clutch in. But obviously, that's another 300 quid. Turns beautifully. I mean, it turns so well. It's the one I can hang on to most here, which is good. Brakes are lovely, nice drive. I think the throttles. I don't like this throttle very much. It's not as good as I think. But the problem is, kind of, it's got quite a nice mid-range, and then it just doesn't really do anything up the top. And the problem with this is it's a bit of a compromise, and I was having to compromise my riding style as well to go at a kind of certain pace. But you know, look forward to the next model, Honda, basically.
Wow, well, simply sublime. It's best motor on the in the test. It's the most versatile. It's the quickest, most powerful. Gearing again, just like the Honda, it's superb for this track. Not a lot of changes. You can carry second through pretty much the all of the tight section up into fourth gear, and then again down to second. Hold second all through the first couple of corners. Chassis-wise, again, because of how narrow the triple is, you can now for a narrow frame, and it's just like GP style handling. So brakes, braided lines are standard. Slipper clutch hasn't got one, but it's got the throttle kicker type thing, which is just as good and doesn't allow the bike to back in. So likely winner. Okay, we just finished a day's riding and it's conclusion time. Just better start by saying that all 5 of these bikes are fantastic bikes. You know, there's no manufacturer punting out rubbish 600s anymore. They're all absolutely fantastic. But there has to be a loser, there has to be a winner. Suzuki. Well, it's a bit like Dot Cotton really. It's old, ugly and no one wants to ride it.
Pretty much.
It's a bit slow, it's a bit bland, it's very soft. Brakes are good. Slipper clutch is amazing. It's very stable.
That's one thing I was going to say actually. Mid corner, once you get past the wobbly suspension, I mean on track obviously we're talking here. Mid corner, it feels rock.
Yeah, it does.
As soon as you get on the gasser, you start to feel how soft the suspension is.
Yeah, it just squats and.
Yeah, it just squats. But I mean, on the road, it's fantastic. Yeah. I mean, you know, this is one of the 2 best road bikes for me anyway.
Just easy to ride as well. Anyone can ride this bike. It's an ideal first step up to a Supersport bike. And it's very cheap as well.
Yeah, but by no means, trust us, finishing last, if you will, by no means mean this is a rubbish bike. It is a fantastic bike. It's just time Suzuki updated it and moved on.
I think it's time for a restyle too.
Yeah.
These aesthetics and lines have been around for five years now.
Yeah.
Just looking a bit samey, isn't it?
But they're well priced. You know, especially compared to things like the Yamaha. Really good price. And to be honest, you'd never go wrong with one of these. It's just, you know, not quite as new, sharp and fast as your mates. And if you can live with that and you love Suzukis, then, well, you're not going to be disappointed really. But there might be a new one coming out soon, hopefully.
There better be, yeah.
There better be. And so, right, 4th place, Mr. Fagan.
4th place. On to the Yamaha. Although it's 4th placed, it is the best track bike. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic on track. No weight transfer, really fast, high revving, all the power's at the top. But again, you know, the improvements the Yamaha have made, although they're minimal, you can notice them. The throttle's more responsive, it's crisper, the throttle itself, the fueling seems better between like 5 and 8 grand RPM.
I mean, the main problem for me with the Yamaha is threefold actually. First off is it's £1,000 more than anything else here, which is, well, that's a lot, you know. Secondly is these tyres it comes on. If you'd have seen, you know, following Alistair, I was actually able to keep up with Alistair without trying, at least for a few laps, and it's entirely down to these here, because they're very old and not very nice, and the problem is it's £1,000 more, you buy the bike, you have to drop another £200 on tyres. And last but not least is it's a bit of a cock on the road, to be honest. Compared to the others, it's absolutely gutless. You know, it doesn't want to pull. You'll get used to it, don't get me wrong, plenty of people out there with R6s, but the problem is, you know, if you can get on any of the others on the road and it just feels like a breathless, just rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not as asthmatic as the last bike, as, you know, in 2009 bike, 2008, 2009 bike, but again, you know, the reason it's 4th is because it's rubbish on the road, and we're Fast Bikes magazine is solely or mostly a road bike magazine.
But if we were only ever going to buy a bike to go on track,
exactly,
we'd ignore everyone here, wouldn't we? And it'd be this bad boy.
Spend the 9 grand. Also, another little complaint is the brakes. You know, they're still not as good as anything else here. They're very wooden, lack feel. So some braided lines and some different pads would be a good idea as well as the tyres.
So right, first podium spot, huh? Who do you think it's going to be?
Voila.
The best paint scheme in the world.
Well, again, the paint scheme along with the Triumph, it's a bit of a Marmite thing, 50-50 really. People are saying they're loving it. As soon as we put out the woman's face, they're like, ooh, no, don't like that. But 3rd place, it's soft, it's slow compared to the others, but it's the best road bike, one of the best road bikes anyway. But like I said, on track, it lacks a slipper clutch. It really lacks a slipper clutch. You can't use first gear for the hairpins unless you're, you know, really good with the manual slip with the clutch.
Or Rossi.
But it's just a nice bike, isn't it?
Like it is, yeah, it is. I mean, the thing for me is that of all the bikes on track today, this is the one I enjoyed the least. And it's weird because I've loved CBR 600s, the RRs on track. Thing is though, it's weird. The 2 years this has been out for, or 3 years it's been out for, it's quite telling now. You know, it really has fallen behind. And again, for if you're kind of an average kind of guy like me, the slack slip clutch might not necessarily bother you too much. Definitely won't on the road. It's just as good as Suzuki on the road. These two are fantastic. But you know, the suspension on track, if you're not going to start fiddling, if you want to just go on track, you're going to come under problems with the suspension really. If you look at the tyres on the bike, the tyres worked a lot harder than anything else here, a lot harder, just because of the way it's set up so softly. But you know, it's a Honda, it will be mint probably in 4 years, 5 years time if you look after it. Yeah. Holds its value really, really well. And even with, you know, our whinges and complaints, it's still in 3rd place. So, you know, you can't go wrong. Again, you can't go wrong with one of them. They're fantastic.
It is I mean, the front end is sublime. It's the lightest in class, and it feels like it as well.
Yeah. Oh, it turns so quickly, doesn't it? Yeah. It's just a shame because it turns so fast, and then the suspension has a little paddy kind of thing, so it kind of ruins that super fast turning speed. But yeah, I mean, you know, kind of 8 out of 10 roughly, about. Yeah. Yeah, give it 8 out of 10 for sure.
Maybe 7.5.
Yeah, all right, 7.5. Fair enough. Right.
Second place. The Quacker, the green Meanie. Again, no changes this year, but it is. Today has highlighted just how good this bike is. I mean, we've ridden it obviously on the launch. Apart from that, it's been in England on our test track, tight and twisty. But you could bring it out here and really let it breathe and use the revs and use the power, and it's just a fantastic bike. Stable. The BPF forks, the anti-dive, essentially is an anti-dive fork. Really help with braking and stability.
I mean, they made me feel like a hero, to be honest with you, because you can absolutely carve into a turn, still on the brakes, and it just doesn't, you know, there's no upset, nothing. It just screams. It's beautiful. It's absolutely lovely. And, you know, even, I mean, to be honest with you, the standard tyres on this are really good, but this just deserves a Supercourse or a Michelin Power 1 or something like that. It deserves, you know, or even a Bridgestone RS3. What are the new Bridgestones?
BT003.
That's one, 003. Even them, it really deserves some, you know, even better rubber. Even one good thing I have to say is this Olin steering damper, which we've really berated quite a lot, seems to work on this bike strangely.
Maybe certainly 2010 they've changed it to a proper Olin.
I hope they have, because they certainly never worked before, and normally you were sending it back every 6 weeks to have new seals because they used to burst all the time. But no, I mean, for me it's great. It's so stable. The brakes weren't quite as good as I was used to on this. Do you think?
I think it was just a one-off.
I think that
it was brand new. The bike had done 17 miles when we had it. When we pulled out the pit lane today, and it got an absolute caning. So I think the brakes. I think it was just a one-off, but usually all fine.
Yeah, but otherwise it is. I mean, for me, it's so close to, you know, to what won the test. Basically, it's, you know, a personal preference could be a big part, and I do fit on this better than I do the winner. But I think if I had to choose you two, there's only one bike we'd go for, and that is the Triumph Daytona 675.
Straight out of Hinckley.
I mean, what's not to like? I mean, I love the styling. It reminds me of an old 250 GP bike, which is good because that's how it handles pretty much.
That's exactly how it handles.
Exactly how it handles.
Even Gary McCoy agrees.
Yeah, Gary McCoy said the same thing, and I'm sure if we speak to Mr. Chaz Davies, he'll probably say the same. It comes on probably Supercourses. Win straight away, best tyres out of the lot. You'll never go wrong with them. Even in the wet, they're fantastic, and they're track tyres.
About the box, it's just you ride it, you leave it. There's no need to alter it. No. I mean, every other bike here, bar maybe the Kawasaki, need a lot of modifications or adjustments to get the best out of it for everyone. But this, straight out of the box, it's absolutely sublime.
The only problem for me, I don't know about you, is it's a bit like an 1198. I think I said earlier when I got off it, in that you have to think ahead for hanging on, basically. If you had some stomp grips, it wouldn't be a problem at all. Yeah. Go ride it, because it is absolutely fantastic. I mean, you know, end of the day, this is the 2010 Fast Bikes Supersport Bike of the Year. Give me some skin. Boom. Okay, hi everyone. Little bit knackered now. It's been a fantastic day. Till I'm unfixed, I can't lift my arm further than that out from all the hard braking. But we're going to be heading home tomorrow morning, driving back to the UK, pretty much hoping it doesn't snow through France. But you know, it's been a great day. Massive thanks to Bike Channel. You know, these guys have come, they've filmed us, they've got some great onboard stuff, they've given us some great kind of, you know, mucking around stuff for me and Alistair. So yeah, big thanks to them. And roll on the next one, huh?
about the only time I would ever let him get away with this.
Ciao, bye bye, bye bye.